Hey, what's up? It's Andy here. Welcome back to the YouTube Marketing Mini-Series. Hopefully by now you've done some solid research on your chosen niche and got some pretty good keyword ideas. In this episode, it's time to create some killer videos to upload to your YouTube channel. But what tools and software do you need to get started with? It's absolutely amazing what technology has to offer today. I mean, who would have thought a simple phone could shoot some high definition videos? Well, I guess they are pretty smart. But really, almost any smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, have the ability to record some amazing videos. You just have to point and shoot. Of course, you'll also want a mic to make it a perfect match. But more on this later. As for software, there are plenty of them out there, and I'll quickly walk through some of them soon. What I'm really trying to say here is that you don't need some crazy video production team to produce some high quality videos. The main focus here is to deliver the valuable content that you have to offer. What kind of content, you ask? Well, as usual, let me jump over to my computer and we'll dive right in.
Alrighty then, so now it comes to the actual fun bit, which is video creation. Now, I know for some of you guys that being in front of a camera can be quite daunting, and I don't blame you. I mean, the first time I actually tried this out, I never had any kind of experience, I wasn't much of a photogenic kind of guy, and so when it actually came to shooting videos, I struggled big time. And now, I know I said earlier that you can get away with this and actually get it all outsourced, but I feel like shooting videos is such a great asset to have. It's a really great skill that's going to go a really long way, and I feel like anyone can actually do it as long as they actually put their heart into it and just focus. So how I actually overcame my fear of being in front of a camera was just practice. I literally just, every night in front of a camera, I just used my smartphone and just talked to the phone, and even talking to the phone was a bit hard, I couldn't even stretch it out to 1 minute. It was that bad. And so, yeah, all I had to do was every single night, I improved, it got better, and all it was is just, doing a video diary. It's only then when you get to the point where you're not so worried about, what others think about your video, and you just have fun. And I think that's the main thing that you have to just keep in mind and remember. Yes, we're doing this to build a business, but at the same time, if it's something that you're enjoying, you're not going to be very good at it. But now that I've got that out of the way, let's move on. So in the last video, we actually went through a lot of the research, the groundwork for our videos. And so by now you should have a pretty good idea of what type of videos work really well for your core audience. So with that knowledge in mind, I want to quickly walk through on the different types of videos that already are out there and see if any of these type of videos work really well for your audience. So here are a few examples of the different types of videos that we've shot previously. So the very first one on the top left here, this is what they consider a backdrop video. And now this is more leaning towards the professional end type of videos where you are using a lot of lighting, and behind me is what they call a backdrop, which is just a white sheet of paper. Here is where we can also use what they call a green screen, and that's where you can actually go really fancy and really creative with the type of videos that you can actually shoot. So you do need a bit of equipment to actually set that type of video up, and it does take a bit of editing involved as well. So the next video to the right is what we like to call the webcam video, which is pretty much just sitting in front of a computer and just talking to the webcam. Generally, you'll see this as a Google Hangout, and this is exactly what we'll do in here. These are more, a lot more personal because you're just literally just hanging out, and there's no need for those, really special lighting, and it's just as plain as it gets, right? It's just down to earth, and you're just trying to deliver your message. Now, the one on the bottom left is what we call a screencast video. And what a screencast video is simply just a video of a recording of your screen. So it's a little like something that I'm doing right now. So what I have set up now, the video that you're watching right now, is a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm just recording the screen. So this works for, really great for how-to videos. So if you want to show them exactly what to do with a certain product or program or software, screencast videos are really great for that. Now lastly, the one on the bottom right is what they call a whiteboard video. Now these are becoming more popular and popular in all different sorts of niches. You do need a particular software to actually have it up and running, but at the same time you can also outsource these videos as well. But I definitely have noticed a lot of these videos lately, and they're incredibly engaging. These are just your general, really broad types of videos. I mean, I'm no video expert. It's just, these are the type of videos that we actually work with. I mean, I don't even know if the names for these types of videos are right, but I mean, that's just how it is. So let's actually talk about the equipment to use while we're actually creating these videos. So obviously for starters, you're gonna need a camera. And now what kind of camera that you use, it doesn't really matter. Nowadays, technology is so powerful that, most ordinary cameras really budget cheap and already have high definition in it. And I think that's the main thing that we really want to look out for, high definition. And so that's why I actually put in phones in there. And what I actually mean by phone is smartphones. A lot of the smartphones nowadays have HD cameras embedded into them. And so, look, if you don't have a webcam, if you don't have a camcorder, even using your smartphone alone would be enough to actually do the job. Again, like I said, you don't have to be really fancy and do all this professional types of video. Even if you're just walking down the park, talking to your camera, as long as you deliver your message, I think that's the main thing. Now, with the microphones, personally, I feel like it's really crucial to have a good high-end microphone. Only because there's nothing worse than having a YouTube video where you can't even hear the audio. You know how it's really like scratchy, or there's a lot of background noise and you can't really hear what the actual person's saying? That defeats the whole purpose of the video. Maybe if the actual visual is bad, you might be able to work with it. But if you can't actually hear them, then you can't actually get the message. And so when you're actually buying, let's say, if you're doing webcam types of videos, you want to make sure you have a good desktop microphone. Usually the ones that come with the webcam, the inbuilt webcam ones, they're not so great. And so generally, you want to spend a few extra bucks to actually get a good stand-up mic that really captures your voice. Now, what the lavalier is, it's more for those backdrop types of videos. And how this works is that mic is actually connected to the camcorder. And so, yeah, it's going to be a direct feed from my mouth. And it's usually, one directional, so that it doesn't actually draw in audio from around you, just, from my voice only. And usually you'll see these in seminars where they've got a little black clip stuck to the shirt. Generally, those are what lavaliers are. And then finally, we've got software. So the very first one at the top there are PowerPoints. And this is exactly what I'm using right now. So I'm using Microsoft PowerPoint. These are really great for explaining videos. And so that's exactly what I'm doing right now. With the screencast software, these are the software that actually record your screen. And so right now I'm using a PowerPoint as well as the screencast software. The one I'm using right now is called Camtasia. It does cost a couple $100, but there are free ones online like Jing, which is from the same company as Camtasia, but it's more like a limited version. So you can only record like about 5 or 10 minutes, and there's no editing features. I believe there's screencast-o-matics.com, and that's an online-based one. They're pretty good as well. Although I think they do leave a watermark on the videos unless you do pay like a really small fee. But that's another screencast recording software that you can actually use. And I'm sure there are more out there, but that's the two that I can actually come up the top of my head. And then when it actually comes to editing, now this is going to come down to personal preference. I know both the Mac and Windows, they do have like a free software that can edit videos. I am using Sony Vegas to do most of my editing, which is a paid version. But I mean, it's not really necessary. Like I said, the main thing is actually get your message out there. If you fumble a little bit, that's fine. It's no big deal, no dramas. I know some people, editing is just not for them. And so, and that's completely fine, But I just put it in there because, it's just something that I am using at the moment. So again, nothing special about these equipment. We're not spending thousands of dollars just to get like set up with all these video production. A lot of these are, maybe less than $100. You can get a webcam for about $60, $70. A phone, a smartphone, everyone most likely to have it anyway. Camcorders, you can get really budget cheap ones, and that's fine as well. And the same goes with microphones and software. But let's talk about the most crucial part of our video, which is our video content. If we fail to actually deliver our content, our message, then we know that the video itself is all wasted and it's gone down the drain. That's why it was so important to actually do your research from that last video and know exactly what type of content, what type of words to say within your video. It's really important that you really resonate with the viewer because, there are so many distractions out there, like your phone, Facebook, family. You got so much going in your life, it's really hard to actually focus on the one video if it's not engaging, especially on YouTube. YouTube has a library of videos, so if you don't actually capture the viewer's attention straight from the bat, you have a high chance of actually losing them to other videos. And so it's really important to make your first 20 seconds attention grabbing as possible. So you can either start off with the hook, you can answer their questions, or you can just make it something funny. Because at the end of the day, you might have the best content ever, but if no one watches it, then it's going to be pointless. That's why if you actually go out there and actually see what other videos are working really well and see why, and really reverse engineer it and break it down to a T and find out exactly what they're doing to actually keep those viewers onto their video, if you can replicate that, then most likely you'll get the same results as well. But some examples of video content are like your interviews. I know interviews are really popular in some certain niches as well. You got your webinar type style. So those are quite lengthy videos where you're just offering so much value to the visitors. You've got your professional videos, you've got your personal videos. There's so much going on. Just You just really have to know your audience and see which one they actually adapt to. Now, for those of you who are completely avoiding to be in front of a camera, your other option is outsourcing your videos. I know I'm posting a 5 gig at the moment, but depending on how long your video actually is, it's going to cost you more. Now, to actually get your videos outsourced, you're going to have to actually script your whole video first. So you would actually need to write out everything that you actually wanted to say, word for word. And then when you're actually looking for someone to actually shoot your video, you want to make sure that they have good reviews, and you actually want to see their examples as well. Because I know some gigs out there where there's no life in them, and so these videos are really boring. You don't want to waste your money on them. If you can find someone that's really bubbly and really entertaining to watch, then go for it.
There you go. Now that you're all set up and know exactly what you need to do, go out there and start shooting some epic videos. But before you upload your video, be sure to watch the next episode first, where I actually walk you through some key strategies to maximize your video's visibility. I look forward to that, and I'll see you in the next episode.